Okay, 2020 has felt like a decade. I know, and it feels like a lifetime has happened, so I'm going to try my best to wrap this whole thing up for you by setting a scene. So if you would just entertain me for a second. Picture this. You're a gamer in the year 2020. It's January. New year, new you. Same yearly goals and aspirations like getting up early, traveling more, and finally getting through that stack of pulp novels you bought because they made you feel interesting. But there's one thing that makes this year unlike many before it. There's new game consoles coming out. You already know what the Xbox Series X looks like thanks to the Game Awards, but the PS5 is still a mystery. Surprise! Kentucky Route Zero releases its fifth and final chapter, concluding the surreal Americana adventure with all its quirky inhabitants and your dog named Blue. Meanwhile, you're excited to team up with your friends and venture into the icy tundras of Monster Hunter World's new expansion, Iceborne. And Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed from April to September. That's okay, you can wait another 9 months and not a second longer. It's February, and that game you heard about 7 years back that you thought would never come out, Dreams, is here. And not only does it remind you why you didn't pursue that career in game design, but it introduces you to an overwhelmingly vast world of amazing creatives making jaw-dropping art, movies, and games, and even resurrecting lost ones within a game. Meanwhile, you hear that longtime Gears of War producer and director of Gears 5, Rod Ferguson, leaves the coalition to oversee Diablo over at Blizzard Entertainment because, well, someone's gotta. Speaking of departures, Dan Houser, one of the co-founders of Rockstar Games and writer of the Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption franchises, resigns from the company and is likely sitting on a mountain made of cash. You wonder, will Rockstar Games ever be the same? Only time and maybe another console release of Grand Theft Auto 5 will tell. Maybe. Oh, yeah, and remember that coronavirus thing your more culturally aware friend told you about back in November 2019? Something about black market meat? You weren't paying much attention. Yeah, well, it's making its way around the globe and it's about to derail your whole world. Now,
a short time ago, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak an international public health emergency.
And it's called COVID-19. Next thing you know, publishers and developers are dropping out of PAX East because of the virus, yet still, it trucks on. You think to yourself, the whole thing will just blow over soon. March. Call of Duty Warzone comes out of nowhere, thrusting the franchise into the free-to-play Battle Royale market. Some of your friends are playing Murder by Numbers, others Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you're catching up on Coffee Talk. You're in Yosemite for a weekend getaway when suddenly you get a message from your boss telling you not to come back to work? Wait, am I getting fired? Oh. It's actually just because of COVID-19. It's not so bad at first. Now you've got time to catch up on all those games on your pile of shame. A few weeks indoors should be fun, right? Next thing you know, E3 is officially canceled and GDC is canceled. There's a travel ban, shelter in place begins, and businesses close their doors. You transition your work life behind a computer screen, your social life behind a computer screen, and you install this fucking thing. You wear nice clothes every day to create some sense of discipline. It doesn't last long. Suddenly, like a ray of sunshine piercing through hell's gates, Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal release on the same exact day. Soon, your life becomes Animal Crossing, your friends become villagers, Animal Crossing becomes your life. Your IRL friends visit your island, you visit theirs, and you desperately struggle to understand Nintendo's obtuse, goofy-ass voice chat choices. Weddings happen in the game, graduations, a talk show takes off. It feels good. It almost feels normal. You think, yeah, I could get used to this. Oh yeah, Doom. You're reminded of that game you tried finishing on 4 different occasions. It gets a new and expanded version. You're very happy for your friends who love it, but you come to terms with the idea that you'll never finish it. Anyway, Doom. Animal Crossing. Doom. Animal Crossing. Doom. Animal Crossing. Anyway, Half-Life is back. Now it's April. The Last of Us Part 2 is delayed from May to June. Hello, Resident Evil 3 Remake. It's good, but instead you beat Resident Evil 2 Remake for the 10th time. It's better. Also, Final Fantasy VII Remake actually comes out, and it's a 10! You're sensing a trend in April with remakes here. Live shows are no longer a thing, but you can still see Travis Scott perform in Fortnite?
Straight up!
It's Easter season in Animal Crossing 2. There's eggs everywhere, and you never want to see this bunny's fucking face or his eggs ever again.
The day after Easter, you quit the game cold turkey and never return for fear of judgmental comments from your villagers. You still don't know what the PS5 looks like, but you've now seen its controller. You hope it comes in black. You're sure it'll come in black, right? They've all come in black. You learn to solve a Rubik's Cube. People are super impressed and you feel smart, but give it a month, neither you nor anyone else will care one damn bit. May. It's May. Some games come out. An open world RPG about a revenge-seeking shark, Minecraft goes isometric dungeon crawler, Xenoblade Chronicles gets a facelift, and Amazon ventures into gaming with its own hero shooter Crucible, which you're damn sure is going to be the next big thing. And then you remind yourself for the 268th time that Amazon started as an online book retailer. You're astounded yet again.
Let's just pause it for a moment. This is supposed to be a lighthearted video looking back on the year, but there's some things you just simply can't tiptoe around or soften in any way. In May, George Floyd was murdered in an act of police brutality and has sent a shockwave around the world, hurling cities around the globe into a state of civil unrest. Industry leaders joined the conversation and major gaming announcements were postponed. In the midst of a global pandemic, the world underwent another upheaval as people flooded the streets in protest against police brutality and the disproportionate killing of Black people. Black lives matter. Okay. On with the show.
Welcome to June. Valorant is out. It's good. Yeah. Moving on. The PS5 is revealed and, well, it's something alright. It'll probably look better when they show the black version in a few months, you're sure. The Last of Us Part 2 is released, and despite the capital D discourse, is a thought-provoking sucker punch of a game that sold bucket loads.
Sorry to keep stopping the video like this, but unfortunately we need to get serious again. In June, unchecked sexual misconduct came to light in this industry more clearly than ever before. Most notably, Ubisoft was involved in a sexual misconduct scandal which resulted in many people being removed from the company. Now, these are deplorable actions not held to just one single company, but it's something that happens throughout the gaming world we love, and we owe it to ourselves to acknowledge it, support the victims, and strive for a more inclusive and safe space. Okay.
Fucking Cyberpunk 2077 gets delayed again from September to November.
But really, that's okay. You're willing to wait another 2 months, but not a second longer.
It's July. Halo Infinite is revealed to the world and it doesn't go well. But we get Craig. God bless Craig. Oh, and that dude with the jetpack. Some of your friends are playing Paper Mario the Origami King. Others are playing Carry On My Wayward Son. Universally, everyone gets metaphorically drunk in Ghost of Tsushima's photo mode. Deadly Premonition 2's frame rate makes you feel physically drunk, so you give it a 5 out of 10. And by you, I mean me. Yeah. It's August. Fall Guys tumbles into your heart, sending you down a rabbit hole of nostalgia watching hours and hours of MXC, or Takashi's Castle for everyone outside the States. Ubisoft hops on the BR hero shooter bandwagon with Hyperscape. Okay. Cool. And then Microsoft Flight Simulator comes out. Are you looking at screenshots? Or is that real life? Is it real life? No. That's a screenshot. Wait, is it? Spiritfarer reminds you what it's like to feel things again. Everything is delayed. Halo, Deathloop, Stanley Parable Deluxe, but not Cyberpunk 2077. No sirree. September. Phasmophobia catches everyone off guard and scares the absolute shit out of you.
Whoa! Right here.
And gives us wonderful moments like this. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake arrives, thrusting you back into your awkward tweens. You buy a skateboard in a desperate attempt to relive your glory days. It doesn't go well. Suddenly, you realize that being a 30-something millennial taking up skateboarding again is the equivalent of a dad undergoing a midlife crisis and joining a motorcycle gang. The skateboard becomes a household decoration. Suddenly, the roguelike gets very hot and sexy? You wake up the next morning and San Francisco turns orange, raining ash from the sky due in part to the forest fires along Northern California. You cope by pretending you're Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner, though in your heart you know you're actually more handsome than he is. Genshin Impact comes out. Wait, is that Breath of the Wild? That one online bookstore announces its own game streaming platform, Luna. You wonder how Crucible is doing. And out of nowhere, Microsoft announces its intention to acquire ZeniMax for $7.5 billion. You have questions. Is Elder Scrolls going to be an Xbox exclusive? Can Obsidian and Bethesda make another Fallout baby? What would Phil Spencer and Todd Howard's baby look like? Anyway, it's October. Mario Kart goes AR and your cats absolutely just love it. There's a bunch of games like Crash Bandicoot 4, surprisingly awesome. Star Wars Squadron, surprisingly awesome. I Am Dead, surprisingly accurate. Amnesia Rebirth, surprisingly scary. Ghost Runner, surprisingly tricky. Super Mario Bros. 35, surprisingly AOC proves that politicians can appear human even when they're imposters. And this guy named Corpse actually sounds like a corpse.
Oh man, my weak spot.
His voice is so deep.
Cyberpunk 2077 is absolutely, definitely coming out next month. November. Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed 21 days.
No, but really, you're actually kind of relieved because there's new games coming out and new consoles. There's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Bug Snacks, Miles Morales, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Meanwhile, people are vaping into their Xboxes. You get the Series S, and instead of playing anything new, you play Dead Space again. That is, until the PS5 comes out 2 days later, and you think about making it black yourself. You get Demon Souls. You now know what true next-gen looks like until your PS5 shuts off during rest mode and you lose your progress. It's patched. All is well. The book website that made that hero shooter Crucible shuts it down. Should have stuck to books. Immortals Phoenix Rising is Wait, is that Genshin Impact? The Game Awards happen, and that game with the capital D discourse that was reviewed bombed into oblivion sweeps the show and walks away with a ton of awards. And Cyberpunk 2077 actually, finally, really comes out. On PC, it looks fantastic. It's a little buggy, but you know, nothing that can't be patched. Consoles, on the other hand, whoa, is that the same game? Then suddenly, Cyberpunk 2077 is unreleased on the PlayStation Store due to its rocky performance. And yet still, it sells 13 million copies at launch, making it one of the most successful RPG launches of all time. Anyway, GameSpot awards Half-Life Alyx as the Game of the Year.
Okay, I think that just about covers it. Now, I know it's trite at this point to comment on how ridiculous this year has been and how games have been the unifying thing for a lot of us, and I know there's good intent behind that, but really, video games will likely be the zeitgeist for 2020. And this is beyond just a social level, but this transcends even in politics and going beyond just mere entertainment, but actually becoming an experience at times, and that is cool as hell. Yeah, okay. I'm Kurt Indovina. This is GameSpot. Subscribe if you haven't, and Happy New Year. Here's to tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and all that jazz. All right, keep being sweet. See ya.